Okay, just check what the time. Okay, check with the time. It's just about 4 minutes past 8 o'clock here on GN Radio. If you just tuned in, you were live both on Facebook and mainstream radio as well. It's a Friday, just like how we do it. Now, if you've been very particular about this week, you'd realize that there are quite a few issues that seems to be burning. That's why I decided to keep, all of that summarized today, and then we can be looking at what we can talk about, especially with the Akufo-Addo's, the expenditure concerning his traveling expenses. I mean, it's become the topic of the week.
Dr. Morton, you are one of the greatest guys I have met. One of the really nice guys on the radio, one of the nicest guys meeting at events. What more can I say? Nobody could get no finer.
Dr. Morton has great stuff to offer. Never miss out on him. This is Felix van der Palen.
Hey, everybody. Hi, my name is Jan Pafankra. I'm a sports journalist, but I love music. And my number one choice is Dr. Morton. Keep it locked right here with Doc.
This is GN Radio with my man, Dr. Martin. The name is the Mixin' Dixon, Kofi Dixon. And you know this, man. I'm tuned in. You're listening to
Dr. Martin on UK's finest, GN Radio.
The name is the Mixin' Dixon. You tune in, and you know this, man.
Yo, everyone. This is Nana Kwame, a.k.a. You know what time is it? I always listen to Dr. Martin. You're simply the best. Keep the fire burning. One bomb in your arm in Ethiopia. Dr. Martin, so one bomb in your arm in Ethiopia. Dr. Martin Ube Kunya. Hey, yo, this is Dana Kwame. I always listen to the finest DJ, Dr. Martin. You simply the best. Dana Kwame says so.
Hey, everyone. My name is Kofi Ochame, and you're cruising with the one and only Dr. Morton. If the vibe is right, keep it on the bright side with Dr. Morton every day, all day.
Destiny good.
Okay, so want to say good morning to you and welcome. As another edition of the whole week news summary of what's today's date? Today is actually on the 3rd. It's actually 3rd of June, 2021. We're in the middle, if not the exact mid-year. We call both June and July middle of the year. And if we check with the times, it's about 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. You're GN Radio. My name is Dr. Morton. It is my pleasure to host you from now, Thursday, till about 11 o'clock. We've got a series of events, and you're going to be shocked some of the things we're going to talk about. You know, this event actually is a show that brings you the whole summary of what's happening around the world through Africa, and then we narrate in Ghana. Finally, where we look at some of the very sensitive issues which needs redress. But hopefully, I'm going to get some of our communication members, especially of the various political parties. Unfortunately, we've not been able to get very active CPP members on the show due to perhaps the times that this program's actually, runs. But been working out with most of the technicalities here and talk about some of the officials of the station, look at whether we can bring you that. Hopefully on Saturdays, and then we can file up all this about some of them who are not able to get the whole gist of what goes on within the week. But I know a few of you be going, hey, Doc, can we do this program on Saturdays? Because I don't have times on Saturdays to be doing this. But the thing is, I think we have some sort of coincidence with some of equally very important programs which we believe a lot of our loyalists, or if you want, our loyal listeners would want to also listen to on Saturdays. Become quite a view of a clash, and so we working out with that. But this morning, what are we going to talk about? Now, you remember on June, Boris has actually, promised on the 21st of June, there would be the complete opening or the ease of the complete lockdown, which would be ease on the 21st of June. But it's becoming very much of an issue simply because the vaccine is not too sure whether it's completely eased up. So then the controversy as to whether they're going to get this thing open is an issue at the moment. But he's not completely set that it's not going to happen, but he claims that let's look at how it goes, So we'll be looking at what happened, but as to whether we're going to have a good summer holidays, especially those who want to travel around the world and enjoy some holidays, there's another issue to consider. Now, what is happening in the Middle East? The Israelis and the Palestinians and all these conflict wars that seems to have been in existence for all these years, and then whether it's actually come to an end, we'll be looking at that as well. And then we'll be talking about the money, 2.8 million, that's a 15,000 per hour journey, or traveling expenses, which this week has been a talk on the lips of most of the Ghanaians who feel that is incredibly overwhelming, if you want. And then we'll be talking about that as well. What is your thing? You think that the coffers of the government is being ripped apart simply because the government is not very considerate when it comes to how to use Ghanaians' money or the expenses they're making? These are some of the things we're going to look at. And then Buari, on the African face, I've got Buari who seems to be missing in action, as I put it on our topic. We'll be looking at all that as well. Just stay tuned. I'll be bringing you more of this. I think the African continent has become too much of an issue for one to be worried about, if you ask me. And so, you see, this is why we're here. We'll be talking about some of these issues, and then we'll be considering what best, the ideology behind this, and how best we can be dealing with these issues.
You're listening to
Dr. Martin
on
UK's finest, GN Radio.
The name is the Mixin Dixon. You tune in, and you know this, man.
You are listening to GN Radio UK. You are listening to GN Radio UK.
Come on, hold me, squeeze me, give me a hug. Oh yeah. Mamma mia. Si la mia son fidia, darling, yena mi no neshe. Na fitie ban say ya wadon mama kwantire mi. Upia no pa wo me fientem, obasoda kunya mama dia.
Okay, and so we're going to go straight on our tube lines and look at what is happening this morning. I know most of the time, train lines, no, it gives us a bit of headache, but I think it's fine this morning. If you go on the London Overground, it has reduced service. If you go on Waterloo, it has plant closure. Now the Bakerloo Central Circle District, Hammersmith and City, the Jubilee Metropolitan Northern Piccadilly Victoria TFL Grade, DLR Tram, all doing very well. So let me bring you the weather as well.
Destiny is good.
This is GN Radio UK.
Okay, so let's go straight to the weather and look at how the weather is doing, especially if you haven't stormed out yet and you're not too sure how the weather is going to go like. It said today it will be largely cloudy with a few showers across the north. In the afternoon, the showers will ease and sunny spells will develop for many with a burst of sunshines across the southeast. And then tonight, the sunshine for many this evening, although it will be cloudier across the Northern Ireland with showers. And then overnight, in most areas, it will be dry with clear spells. But rain will move across the southeast of England. Be very mindful of that, especially if you're not very and
GN Radio UK.
Okay, so just like I said earlier, that was just the.
Say uncle see your dumb man say Chuma wasingwa, baby gwe, I am wrong. I am wrong, baby, to was in my being on the one. Lunim, I want to only my one draw. I like that. Julie, 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 oh, dear mamma, Julie, oh, dear mamma.
Okay, so we had a bit of a technical hitch here. Just bear with us. All come back alive and clear. If you just joined us, it's just about 30 minutes past 8 o'clock. You're live on GN Radio. Like I said today, we're going to look at some of the issues which I've actually talked about. But before we go on with some of the topics, I'd like to say that the numbers to call is 0203 735 8820 or 0203 286 and 286 0185. The number is again is 0203 735 8820 or 0203 286 0185. And so, like I said earlier, if you must have got my summary of the whole events I'm actually going to talk about this morning, you remember that I talked about Buari, I talked about Ghana, and then I talked about some of the issues happening around the world. We haven't heard much about the coronavirus issues, especially now that we believe the variant in the Indian wave, which Boris feels that, you know, we have to be very careful not to believe that the coronavirus or the pandemic is actually gone completely, no. He's actually monitoring and being very cautious about that. And so we also have to be very mindful of that, you know. So we'll just join us. We're live on the radio. And someone be a Yabonipo NLT, you know, so or Hemia. Today you're live on Facebook, and you're also live on the mainstream radio. And somebody boss, you know, it be a Boris Shah on your show say was it by 21st of June. My name is June, but why not just saying could be lockdown or crack ama yenya a holidays here summer like here and I think you know Buari Latamamu or Mampenino, your home baby of us, dear Benecosu. And then we have a year. Another Kufadu Sikasemo MZ financing concerning a Quinto Hunseman Sikasemo £15,000, 15,000 a per hour MZO Yusu Quinto Hunsemo and also Aquin Pre. Now Achimota, so Kaya, you know, the prestigious Achimota Secondary School. Admitting some of the Rastafarians, dreadlocks members being so Chibia. The two with him say no so Hunsemba Simbi, you know, say Ministry of Education Professor Nyare employs Sancrofor and say Achimota School Nankasano has decided to appeal. So, you know, it's not part of the constitution, you know. So Medin Kunim and Kunim. These are some of the things we'll be talking about. Yeah, Bobeya said nine aircon now be opening the phone lines. We'll be talking about most of this. And lately, I've not heard much about CPP, whether this party exists or not, and also Rebecca Wansam. Now, you on live at GN Radio Fidiso. Radio Yadia Bohunde Route from Monday to Friday. Some of the times, though, you know, I had decided to do on Thursday, especially when I'm not available on Friday morning. And think at home sometimes on Thursday. So sometimes I could do Friday morning, and I say I could do Saturday morning. So be very mindful of that. So I'm going to read a bit of announcements which I just have here, and then I think it's very, very important. So we're all looking forward to coming out of lockdown gradually, meeting up with family and friends, and being able to go to more places like hairdressers, restaurants, and gyms. I remember, may he so rest in peace, Charlie Sam once told me, he can't restaurants. You can't restaurant. Okay, however, all we need to play our parts to get back to normality safely. So remember to meet outside. You're much safer in the fresh air because COVID-19 particles are blown away. It's important to stick to meetings in a group of up to 6 people and keep a safe distance. Visiting the restaurant, hairdresser, or other indoor allowed venue, checking with the NHS COVID-19 app, use hand sanitizer, wear face mask, covering when necessary, and then leave a space if there's a window. Ask for it to be opened. It's very important to allow fresh air. Let's keep each other safe for the latest guidelines during the pandemic visits. Now visit the gov.uk/coronavirus.
This is GN Radio UK.
Okay, to say that I can't earlier, no. We've got very vast events coming our way this morning, and it's becoming more interesting. We are sending a message to say, I said, Doc, good morning. Can I call in? I can't wait to talk about the Akufo-Addo expenses when it comes to, how he's using our money for. I think it's not just your money. So apparently, what about how some of the people make of this things? We'll be talking about these things also earlier. But, Meshas, I spoke about, people who feel the government is not very considerate because, yes, there are people who are dying. There are people who are the hospitals, fresh moms who've had children lying on the floor. And some of the events I've read of this week, the very normal ones are children who are, sitting on the floor and schooling without school buildings and the rest of that, which we believe the government needs to set up considering all of that, because these facilities we're lacking. We can use some of these traveling experiences to help, and some of the petrol prices and the doomso. We've got a lot on our hands. So the question is, why would Akufo-Addo use all these money if there are more concerned issues which we believe the government can consider that instead of using all these money to travel? Give us your take on that. What do you make of this? You think the president don't care, and is it the fact he's just overlooking at these things? Is that why he's doing this? And you can give me your thoughts on that, and then we can talk about things like that. But as far as I'm concerned, I think you have every reason to talk about Sadiwi, Sikasemwa Ekoso Ewa Ghana. And then, and I think so. Some of the international news I did earlier. A year, you remember not too long ago, we spoke about Tokwasemo seen in Middle East not too long ago. Netanyahu and Yemianum almost show Adani and Tokwa Bibri. Okay, so I've got another important announcement coming your way as well. I mean, some of the things we can overlook are some of these programs coming up. Or say DJ Zell 11 for 11 fundraising campaign, say food and education poverty, have become very serious issues during the COVID-19 pandemic. That is why our 11-year-old DJ Zell, who hosts the GN UK's non-stop music show every Saturday morning, is giving back to her community by raising 11,000 to tackle food and education poverty in some of the poorest communities in the UK and Ghana. We are supporting DJ Zell as we believe that no child or family should experience food or education poverty in this day and age. People help DJ Zell stamp out food and education poverty and close the inequality gap by donating at justgiving.com / crowd fundraising / DJ Zell 11 for 11 campaign. Google justgiving.com, search for DJ Zell 11 for 11 campaign on the justgiving.com website and make your donation. Or text the word donate, the amount you want to donate, and your name to 07404 791019 for UK donors and 004 7404 791019 for overseas donors. The fundraising team will then call you and process your donation within 24 hours, or donate by clicking the Just Giving link on DJ Zell's Instagram, Facebook pages. £10 donation will enable a child to join the homework club, acquire literacy and numeracy skills, and give them a way out of poverty. Donate £10 or £20 to support one child or two children. And then £100 pounds will provide a COVID-19 safe learning environment or learning materials for 10 children and increase their future education attainment levels. Now, £150 will provide healthy food packages for 10 families experiencing food poverty. This is the end of the announcement. Be very considerate and get in touch and then participate in this charitable event. I believe, sir, as long as you're here, you want to see some of your family members and as any community develop some of the basic facilities, food and other stuff. Okay, so it's about 20 minutes to 9 o'clock. Hopefully, I've decided to open the phone lines at 9 when I've finished dealing with the most topical issues this morning. The week thing is, you keep getting people who seems to bumping into the middle of the events who didn't start with us. Until be an old man, they chassis, you know, they be almost a behuniako, because we have. I decided to choose very burning 5 solid issues this morning. I believe, sir, you know, it's the whole pending issues which has been the talk of the week issues on the lips of especially those living here and both in Ghana. One is that Boris cautious over June 24th summer holidays in dilemma. This is how I term it. And then 2, the African Union suspends Mali after a military coup threatens sanctions. And then you remember the same Mali where there was a bit of chaos concerning leadership, where one man took the whole law into his hands, becoming self-declared president. And then number 3, we have Buari missing in action while security and economic woes persist. And number 4, we have Ghanaians throw their weight behind court ruling which directs Achimota school to admit students with dreadlocks, which the school seems to be ready to appeal such initiative. You remember whether months or about 6 months ago or thereabout, if my memory serves me right, the prestigious Achimota had a problem with admitting dreadlocks, which saw, you know, a lot of parents and much concerned families who thought that this is not really a problem. But the Achimota School Board of Directors considered this to be something which it's uncharacteristic of the practice, which they believe, needed the Ministry of Education to intervene. Now, finally, the Ministry of Education has actually come back to say to the Achimota Board of Directors they should go ahead and employ these people. And then 5 is Kufuado's 2.8 million, which is 15,000 per hour, which the Ghanaian common layman in the street considers is a complete waste of money to use this sum of money only for traveling expenses, which they believe is a complete waste because there's more sensitive issues, including children who have gone wayward in the streets selling items, to build their future.
This is GN Radio UK.
You are listening to G.
Okay, we back again. That was a bit of a break concerning what I thought I could let you know, just in case, you didn't start off with this. But hey, we're here. Now, which of these issues tickles your fantasy that you think you can talk about? I've got the lines running this morning, but which of these issues you think are very sensitive to talk about? Just in case you just want to call in. So the numbers to call is 0203 735 8820 and that's 0203 286 0185. And as you can message us on the WhatsApp number, which is 077 8793 9958, and then we can let me read this message and see what it says. I've got a message pending saying it's good morning, Dr. Morton. What came also what came into Akufo-Addo's mind to use all these money to travel, whereas we don't have jobs in Ghana? I think there is a question which I wish I could get some of the MPP members to answer. And this message is actually coming from Simon.
Looking back,
Simon also claims, can we do this program on Saturday? Well, as I said yesterday, I'm not sure when the station officials decide to bring the show on Saturday, because we could quality have very good programs running on Saturday. But I'll be looking at all that very soon, and so we'll see how it goes. I have missed the call, but sorry, I couldn't see that. If you want to call again, I think we can talk and then go on with the program.
This is GN Radio UK.
GN Radio UK. pierdas la calma, aférrate a tu alma que te sanará. No te rindas, sigue tus sueños, borra tus miedos, vas a llegar. Mira que así es la vida y así será.
When life becomes an uphill struggle, keep rising. Toyota. Start your impossible.
So, as long as it's no more violence, I might be okay.
8 participants will be paired up in a series of 1 versus 1 heats. Each episode, our gamers will go head-to-head in 3 games or 4 in the case of a tie. If one player wins the first 2 games, they get 1 point for the first game, 2 points for the second. Our other player can still come back because that third speedrun challenge is worth 3 points. This is Versus. Welcome back to Versus. We are halfway through our quarterfinals, and so far it's been more emotional than the ending of Final Fantasy X. And if you don't get that reference, watch this episode and then go and play it before I disown you. Now, in our second quarterfinal, Cyborg Angel used her real-world driving experience to outpace Colo in our speed run challenge Trackmania. But who is going to be outpacing the competition in our third quarterfinal? Let's go and find out.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Steph, aka Saga.
Trigger warning, you may hear a lot of swearing. Just roll. No! Just roll. Killed. Yo, killed.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Custom Ria, and today we are going to play some. What the hell just happened? Let me in your exit.
Give me your soul.
Where is serious message you? Where is serious message you?
Okay, so welcome back.
Nice.
Welcome back. I'm going to read a message that I've got from Papa Smiley. It's very interesting, and I'd like to read it to you. This is coming from my good old Leonard friend, Papa Smiley. Or say, the management of the pandemic is a continuous project. I understand that people have been kept home for a very long time and would want to step out when the protocols allow that. Now, one area being kept home all this while has caused concern is our mental health. Now, however, since the pandemic is not over, the chance to keep out should be taken with caution. If that caution is not forthcoming, we could end up with another wave, which many don't want to happen. Now, the government has data, and they will decide on it. In as much as we would want us to enjoy this summer, they certainly want us to do so cautiously. I think my good old friend Papa Smile has become the spokesperson, or if you want, the legal advocate for Boris. Papa Smile, I'm sir, I don't pay and Sakawa and Kualubeko. I'm giving you a bit of English breakfast. If you're not used to fufu, Boris say open chips bar and them say big bean. Okay, for Rampon, so this is Cinderella. It's 9 o'clock exactly. And so, like I said, now the phone lines are open, and I've got 2 hours to go. Any of the topics I mentioned that tickles your fantasy, you're live on Facebook, but I'm saying main radio, dear, I think is gone off. And then you can call in and then give your submission, which you think, sir, it needs dressing. It be a which I think that, most people are concerned about Akufo-Addo Sikasemna, which has been a headache over the years now. And so over the week, people are much concerned. Say Sikana Kasa Yunibi Otiasi, and then what's I you see Sika we at the Tukwai. But question is it what's it is it important to look at the fact that how the means of traveling, if not the much money involved? What do you give me? What do you think about it? And then we can take it from there. But I think 15,000 per your way to be concerned. 15,000 is a huge amount of money, and so people have every reason to say that. Look, the money is too much. I think we're not a country that we're so rich to use this kind of money, to be messing about, because our health system is not good, our education system is not good, especially when the whole country have realized it. Though I said free education, but now the free education, I have retracted that idea to making sure that now we're going to pay. Unfortunately, I thought it could help us, but are we saying Akufo-Addo did not, did not considered, did not analyze it properly until he decides to let the country run what we call free education. And it was all part of the propaganda to be able to attain the seat, and then seem to have thrown dust in the eyes of Ghanaians. I mean, one of my favorite songs some years ago now, and I did love it. Let's see.
Rani Petra, me, my bonyo. Pisani, I'm penny, I will be a swatch, me, maybe drama, what's in your gummy. See why? Nipa dance here in now. Doko, I did that one, baby. Would you see me and Kawa me out? I can't share ya and Cassania.
Okay. No, pay. A lot of people seems to be very concerned about number 5. First of all, let me say good morning to a very good friend of mine, Mr. Richard Mensah. I want to say happy birthday to Tony Ahimfu, an ex-Gold Coast player / Black Stars, the Ghana Black Stars. Today is actually your birthday. Wish you all the best and prosperity the rest of your days. God bless you. Okay, so these are one, as people keep asking me to be very interested in the money which Akufo-Addo used, which is £15,000 and 15,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, so now I've got the phone lines opened, and then you can call in any moment from now, and I'll pick your calls, and then we can take it from there. I've seen a lot of people who asking me if they can call in. And some other parts of the world concerning the pandemic. No, it's not really a matter of problem. But what seems to be tickling a lot of people's fantasy is the fact that that money could have used for Omo streets, Omo chewing gum, PK, and Kola, and you know, I've seen the La Paz overpass, if you want, and I say, Nkolano, I told Peking, a car bow, nah. It's not a funny thing, but yeah, it's you look at this amount of money and you ask yourself, say, it's not as if the president don't care, but the question is it necessary? You know, whatever it is, if I have the chance, I would ask Akufo-Addo personally, say, if you have to use all these money to travel at the expense of Ghanaians' coffers, which we seem to be suffering already. So when you call him, I don't want an you can call him decently. If you don't agree with some of the things that is going on, you have a way of saying it. Well, I have this gentleman, Glass in Trini Jonas. You know, he's been very popular on the internet and on social media. He's on Twitter and most of things now. Atemdidiano is most of the time on leaders, even though our statutory political leaders, or now say our cultural chiefs and kings who, if not on Galam, say it's on our money, which we feel say they've been going waste. You know, so you can just ideally share your thoughts, whether it makes sense or not, and then we can talk about it. I don't think it's necessary to come here, to come and insult the president, especially. Okay, so I've got another one from Papa Smiley. He said, Buari may have the desires to do something for Nigeria, but he is like a wounded horse that can less. He is like a player injured on the field, but still wanting to play. Now, the man has gone past his best before dates when it comes to leadership. But remember, a one-eyed man is considered the king among the blind. Many Nigerians are flooding into Ghana, and they love it there for some reason. As to why the I don't know what this means, LOBR. Is it to liberate? I don't know what you meant, but we may have to find out from them, but at least makes our nation Ghana a little better off. They say a contest between dwarfs, the winner is a dwarf. Thank you very much for that piece, Papa Smiley. I think it's about time you put in some paper and come up with some books. It will help you do the publicity. Trust me. Okay, Bobo, no messages. Good morning to you. The peace coming from the other kid, especially Teche Madia Ben de Bain. You'll be natural myself. I think Sir announcement is the latest one, which I believe my boss want me to keep reading to you because it's very important. So we're looking forward to coming out of lockdown gradually, meeting up with the family and friends, and being able to go to more places. However, we all need to play our part to get back to normality safely. So remember to meet outside. You are much safer in the fresh air because COVID-19 particles are blown away. It's important to stick to meeting in groups up to 6 people and keep a safe distance. If visiting a restaurant, hairdresser, or other indoor alert venue, checking with the NHS COVID-19 app, use hand sanitizer, wear face masks, covering when necessary. Now leave space, and if there's a window, ask for it to be open, as it's very important to allow fresh air. Let's keep each other safe for the latest guidelines during the pandemic visits. Now visit gov.uk/coronavirus.
Grammarly is
okay. So now the message keep coming, and this one says that the Malian president, I think, has every reason for the law to be dealing with him because he seems to have taken the law into his own hands. Well, the thing is, the constitution in every country, and so I equally believe, the law has to deal with him, especially when he declared himself president. And then, okay, well, thank you very much. It's shout outs to you, Tony. Listen to Dr. Morton. Okay, so now the Malian president. Yesterday, I actually named me 5 very political leaders, which I think of all times they've been very active and need some accolades. Yet, first of all, as the very good old Nelson, may he so rest in peace, the late Nelson Mandela. Kwame Nkrumah, and then I came back to what's his name, Thomas Sankara, Magufuli, and then 5 a year. What's his name, Paul Kagame, also very active president, which over the years I believe said they've helped in leadership when it comes to Africa. Not to say the likes of the late Mugabe of Zimbabwe, who passed away about a couple of years ago, wasn't very active. The only thing I like about Mugabe was the fact that he was able to let the Western people understand, say, listen, this is our land. We believe, sir, we don't need control. It's not an issue as say when we don't have the Western intervention in African or political affairs. We can rule, just like Nkrumah said that, we can do things in our own. We don't need the Western culture telling us what to do, And so these are my best 5 political leaders for the time. Okay, so the message keep coming in. Or say, good morning, Doc. I'd like to talk about the weight from India. That is from the government. From the government's idea, and I'll say Boris' idea not to open the lockdown. I think it's too early because some of the places you go, in as much as it's required to sit down, some of them still keep especially like food and restaurants, people are still asked to take away instead of sitting down to eat because they're not too sure if the enclosed area will leave them the threat of being be able to contract the disease. This is also coming from Yao Boidu.
You are listening to GN Radio UK.
Okay, so on a few occasions I've seen a few black activists who seems to be, very concerned, especially the latest development with the COVID-19, which people are meant to share the fact that if it comes with an incentive. Now, this incentive means that at least if you have to, you're kind of saying share. Why must it come with incentive? So few black activists think that these things are targeted by the blacks who feel they don't know the events of this, which I'm going to get my producer to play very soon because they feel...
Today we announce a major statewide vaccination incentive for those who have not yet received the vaccine.
Okay, so my question is, if you have to get the vaccine, why must it come with incentive? That's the question. If you have why must it come with incentives, sir? If you have to get the COVID and it's going to help you, which hopefully I'm going to get my producer to play that very soon for you to listen to. See, if if you have to do the vaccination, you have to win some sort of prize. But my question is, if there's not an incentive to induce those who have been very reluctant to it to go to vaccinate for the vaccination. Why are we, being told, we're going to get some incentives before we go for the vaccination, which is actually going to help our own selves, So listen to this video. I personally do not agree with it, and the source where it's actually coming from also feels is geared towards our brothers and sisters in sub-Saharan Africa. Oh, wow. We'll see. Big Joe, so between Obama, I think I'm hoping my producer will be able to play this for you. And then you know that this is some sort of a quack idea which a lot of people feel we have to be very cautious about that. And then you can see what I'm talking about. I don't agree, sir. If the vaccination which one have to take, if it has to, help the individual self who's going to take the vaccination itself, you don't understand why it has to come with incentive. And so I'm going to urge you to listen to the video now. This is coming from the Backs and Scratch lottery incentive and vaccinations. That's what the topic says.
The vaccine.
Listen.
Today we announce a major statewide vaccination incentive for those who have not yet received the vaccine. We announced a plan where you could win up to $5 million if you get vaccinated next week. Vax and Scratch. How do you like that name? Vax and Scratch. You get a vaccination and you get a lottery ticket for the $5 million mega multiplier New York State Lottery. Now, the Vax and Scratch ticket has a first prize of $5 million, but a number of prizes that go down to $20. The chances of winning something in this program are 1 in 9 that you win something. So it is a very exciting lottery. The value of the ticket is $20. If you had to buy the ticket, it's $20. So in essence, get a vaccination and you get a free $20 scratch-off ticket for the multiplier game. 100% free. We're starting it at the 10 mass vaccination sites across the state. It is.
Okay, thank you very much, Big Joe, for that call. Sorry, Nipa Ofre, no, I couldn't pick your call because I think I had something going on, but I think you can call back. If you call back, it should be able to come through this time because, okay, yeah. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Uncle Joe. What's that?
Yeah, I'm here to more now, sir.
Boko, I can't, the outline of all the topics I'm dealing with, and then the whole of Monday, these are very issues which we believe, tickles a lot of fantasy of those who are very much concerned about political issues, both Africa, Ghana, and then worldwide.
Yeah.
Why not feel it needs redress? Okay. I will make sure you can talk about. We're here on basic assignment. I'm the 15,000.
Doctor.
Yes, sir. But you're liable there.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you,
very
sir.
Good morning to you.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it sometimes we need to kind of guard our words and some of the utterances we make. But you see, Doctor,
yes, sir.
Each and every day, we are trying as much as possible not to insult anybody, not to be insensitive to our leaders, not to speak ill of our leaders. But it looks like each and every day, they give you the room to insult them. They give you the room to be insensitive to them.
Is it to insult them like a glass and Padina or friend and Trini Jonas? I bet there is not to that extent.
Not to that extent, but sometimes it looks like to that extent.
Oh.
Because you see, Doctor, it is only absurdity there. President, we have a lack of water and all that, schools and trees and all that. In as much as we cannot argue that, look, we cannot solve all the problems all within a twinkle of an eye. But you see, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
Okay.
But here's the case: the steps now include here to solve the problems one by one. The steps are being used somewhere else. Misplaced priority. And these are people who call themselves economists and all this kind of, all these slogans and all that. It's when we are having $15,000 an hour private jet, rent. Now, the president's brother, I'm told, is also using the presidential jet flying about in Nigeria. Doc,
yes, sir.
How then are you advised to guard your words against such insensitivity?
Well, the thing is, whichever way you would want to address an issue, it couldn't only be it couldn't only be an abrupt way of addressing it. You could do it by some sort of very civic and civilized means or manner. Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
what's the yearly lesson? It's the hard word that can make them stand on their toes.
Yeah, we've been civic enough, we've been tolerant enough, and I think that is not yielding any results. And you see, I've always said, look, and some are before be catch a pain. The say pain, the Jimmy pain. I did not. The pain the child had gone through, he can no longer endure. Because if you look at what is happening, and when someone professes to you that I'm coming to protect the public purse, and goes about with this such a profligate expenditure, and the worship of mediocrity and all that, and people endorse. You see, for me, I've always said, look, my problem now is not about Nanado or Mahama and all this thing that's going on. My problem has always been Yena Yugua Bruchi. Because you and I know, last time I was watching TV and this health secretary, where he was coming from, yes, you're in fear. Dr. Jamaun Pedi or local now. But this is his house, Secretary of State, in charge of health. Ghanaian, Attorney General today, he walks about with a military man behind him as his guard. But you are here living in London. You know Boris Johnson as a mayor of London, which is equal to probably the vice president of Ghana. Because mayor of London, or America, or positions in the vice president of even Ghana.
Okay.
He was riding a bicycle.
Right.
And you are here, you pick up a phone, you defend everything.
Oh, my
everything.
God.
If you see, we have to be nationalistic first. Because what is going on is not good. And you see, the opposition too. The opposition, this is not the time for you to also be see a kind of analogy today. It is about time. Also, you reform yourselves. Because what is going on now, we are not going to sit down there for the opposition to get a chance to come and also be doing worse than what is going on. And you should not be happy and pride yourself, say, we are coming next.
Okay.
You are not coming next until we see some form of sensitivity from the opposition. You look at, you see, if I were the NDC, now recently, about 3 or 4 days ago, an opposition journalist who sympathizes with the NDC sit on radio and says, because Nanado has rented private jet, he wants the private jet to crash and kill everybody.
Oh dear.
Such stupid talk. And you see, nobody from the NDC has come out to condemn it. These are the people who want to govern us. These are the people. But if they were in power, MPP Neko Kanyanka, MPP people are evil. The same way the MPP is talking about this man today. But no one is condemning it. So it is looking as if we are like toy machines be for them. when they come, they maneuver and they use us as poodles. They direct us as where to go. And when this one also comes, they direct us to go right. This one
Now,
go
now,
left.
now, let me ask you. Over the years, we've seen varieties of these complaints, and it's become a day-to-day concern of a layman on the street Ghanaian. The question is, why aren't our leaders paying heed to these concerns of Ghanaians?
Well, for me, I believe it is our lack of seriousness as citizens, our lack of seriousness, and our lack of paying attention to the very important things. Because look, I've said, I went to a boarding school. I was fortunate enough to go to a boarding school. Now I've been in this country for over 11 years now. Where I live in Leeds. So forgive me if I'm wrong. I have never seen a boarding school in Leeds here. Okay? Probably there will be some in London or whatever. I don't know. So I will not go there. Now you go to Ghana, Kumasi alone, Accra alone, Cape Coast alone, the boarding schools that are there are more than 200 in even one region.
Okay.
And you look at all these things, you look at Prempeh, Augustine, Francetem, they gather the best students and they are taken to a boarding house. And when these brains are together, you know what they can do. In Ghana, it's not like that. The brains are intellectual brains, but they go there to go and sing Jama. They go and learn how to sing Jama. When we're in school watching PMP, and you know that part of the PMP we're watching, in a boys' school, you know, that side of PMP we're always reading and all that. Oh, here it's not like that. So if this country, when you benefit and all that, and every little thing the leaders do, they are on the street. If they had the opportunity to be on boarding school, to have the brains together, this country will be 100 million times or whatever ahead of us. But you know, any intellectuality and all that, because at the end of the day, your education is true and poor anyway. You know, the intellectuality lies nowhere. And we are so parochial in our interest.
You reckon?
Like political belonging.
You reckon?
Like our tribal yes. Yes. Because look, you look at what is going on now. Nanado having this expenditure. You take a PhD holder who sympathizes with the MPP. He will defend it.
Last month, I asked a question there. Most of the ministerial, whether it is government, political assignments, and whatever it is, it has to be approved by Parliament. Doesn't that include the expenses of the expenditure of the government, of the president?
I doubt it. Because then if it was, for me, like I'm saying, I'm not privy to that. If it was then, NDC is doing us a very bad service.
Okay.
Because if all these things were included, and today our Blackwire is coming out to tell us that the president is spending $2.8 million on a trip, then, I mean, why have you sat down all this while before coming to tell us? Because you should have been... You should have been privy to it before.
Very good question. I mean, let's relate to Captain Smart. Tete recently made a lot of noise about Wakandan. You know, the fact that most media gurus in Ghana, like Paddy Okita Angel TV, Dr. Kweku Watson and all that, Osei Kwame and the likes, attacks. But as it until when Captain Smart was laid off for some suspension, simply because he seemed to be very, having a boot with the government. And yet, he wouldn't have said anything. Somebody's calling me, but go on. Are you there? Oh no, I'm there. May lose you. Sorry, you can call back, Joe. Okay, yeah, he's back again. Yeah, Uncle Joe. Sorry, what line? You back on it? Yeah, go on.
Yeah. You see, you were talking about Captain Smart before the line.
So Captain Smart knew very well about the fact that some of these media gurus, like Dr. Kweku Watson or say Kwame Despite, they weren't paying taxes until recently. He's in court for another defamation of character with the one professor. But the issue is, must we wait until? That's why he was actually accused of being hypocrite by Kevin Taylor. For the first time, I've actually agreed with Kevin Taylor with the fact that this guy knew very much, beyond marginal line there. If people are not paying taxes, when he was on duty as a breakfast host on Angel FM, he couldn't say anything until he's laid off his word and left to lay down his tools.
You see, Doc, with all due respect and the respect I have for you and all that, you see, this is not the guy we need to entertain on this show. This is too big to be discussing Captain Smart or whatever. Because, look, that has been the bane of our development. We've entertained some stupid characters. I mean, this one without mentioning words and without apologizing. You look at a national radio and then if Schwarzenegger sits on it, spew all sort of nonsense. Recently, or 2-3 days ago, we saw Satawale, what he did. This is what we do. We create monsters. I mean, as a journalist, your work is to protect the citizenry or to relay information, fish it out and relay it to the citizens so that they can be privy to what is going on, be it good or bad. Now you've sat down there, you've been privy to some informations which are detrimental to the development of our country, because if people are not paying taxes, it is these taxes that is used to develop the country.
Okay.
If you are sitting on radio talking about fix the country, whose money should be used to fix the country? Is it not the taxes?
It is, yeah.
Now, you knew all these things. You sat down there until you were kind of sacked, or however you want to call it, before you come out. You see, I've always believed that, Doc, if I have friendship with you, and we do a lot of bad things together and good things together, and we kind of break up, and you come out to tell, or I go out to tell the world that, oh, you know, Doc was like this, he was doing this. You see, such a person should not be taken serious. Because any person with integrity would, first of all, no matter the friendship or relationship he has with you, would expose the evil things you are doing. First of all. Because for me, if I know what you are doing is very bad to society, I will tell the world that, look, this guy, what he's doing is my friend, but I don't have to pick a fight to you before I come out to tell the world. What if, in my loud silence, you had killed a lot of people through this bad act that you were doing? And that's why I have problem with Kennedy Japan still sitting in our parliament. Because this is a man who connived with a criminal, and the criminal went and gave him a deadline of when she will finish her criminal activities before Kennedy Japan can expose her. And Kennedy Japan agreed to it. How can you sign an agreement with a criminal as a lawmaker? And this person sits in our parliament. And this is why I'm saying we are not serious as a country. Because if we are serious and we want development, by now people should be on the street asking for Kennedy Japan to resign. And not just resign, because you are a lawmaker who should protect the citizens. This is a person conniving with a criminal. Into every money that has been paid him through the state office, he has to refund it.
On the case of Boko Haram, or you can use that for many other cases.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening too, please. Yeah.
So he has to
when I'm
refund those
watching
money.
Television,
he has to refund those money
and I find
and
our
be
leaders,
prosecuted. Because you cannot just come and eat from the state coffers and then be conniving with criminals. So we are not, that's why I said we are not serious as a country. We are not hungry enough. Because if we are hungry enough, as opposition who wants to come to power, you should guard your followers. You should guard the utterances of the people who sympathize with you. Today, not President Mahama, not the NDC communication team has condemned this statement by this NDC sympathizer who sits on radio and is.
I'm the Uncle Joe Oko. Okay, so I hope that he calls back. But if you listen to some of the things, Joe has actually been a much concerned caller who, much, he's not happy with how his country leaders runs. But my question is, oh dear. My question is, okay, let me see who's on the line again. Hello?
Yeah, Doc, I think your line is...
Sorry.
I think today you've given me a lot of time and I want to...
Oh, yeah, go on. There are people behind you who want to call, but I just want to give you enough time because we have barely
I appreciate it a lot.
1.5 hours more to go, so no problem.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, go on.
I appreciate you. And
normally,
thank you very much.
Efra, you don't get the time to call. Obi so free. Hold on, remember 1 minute. Hello, Sabato.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, Doc. Nice to see you.
But Pacho, we hold the line. Uncle Joe, we are now, and then you can take over.
Pacho. Good morning to my uncle Sabato.
Sabato,
he will come and defend.
Ote a Joe and Campacho.
Oh, yeah, let me see about you. See, I'm maintaining content.
Unfortunately, the only way, okay, so we just or conclude here, and then you can come up. I can explain to you as someone can. Because
okay, but my tea now fine, so
okay, go on, Uncle.
Yeah, like I was
saying. Okay. See, the thing is, Mabel, you have these options. Either you drop the line, call back when it's finished. That is, if opposite in your cano, and now say. Any original so nearby we are because we say sometimes.
Because I can be.
Okay, Uncle Joe, any
I would want to finish fast so my uncle can also have the opportunity. And you see, Doc.
Yeah.
This is another aspect of the challenge I have with the Ghanaian media. When something comes up, something of national importance, national interest, we bring in NDC, MPP. They are irrelevant to every problem in our country. Forget about them. Let us bring technical know-how people to come and discuss issues. We have entertained this. You go to Ghana now, you tune into radio, Kokoko is NDC, MPP, Angel FM is NDC, MPP, Devil FM, NDC, MPP, Satan FM, NDC, MPP. What is going on? How do we develop our country with that? No expertise is called on to share an idea of the problems. Everything is politicized. Everything. And then also, like my uncle has just phoned in, with all due respect to him, he will come in to do the bidding of the NDC without looking at it. Say, look, this is what is going to cause us problems. I believe that, look, Nanado, no matter how we may criticize him today, he has done his bit. At the end of the day, free SHS, you cannot talk about free SHS without mentioning Nana Akufo-Addo's name. That is his contribution to the national cause. Mahama has done his. Rollins has done his. No matter what, you might have problems with him. He had flaws as human beings. It's normal. How do we then move on as people? What will make us move on as people is when we throw away our political biasness and move on as a nation. We need to condemn acts that are evil, acts that causes havoc to our nation. We need to condemn it holistically, without mincing words. We need to say that, look, we need. That's why I've always said I've always had problem with us, those of us living in Europe, because we live in the enlightened world. And if we are still picking up phone, forming friends of Kennedy Japan, friends of Captain Smart, and these are the very people who are causing us problems, then where is the enlightenment? Where is the education we had in the enlightened world? Oh, for me, I still say, when Nanado hears that an MPP communication team member or MPP chairman in UK who lives in London or Ireland or Scotland or Wales is talking about, say, look, Boris Johnson used to ride bicycles. Why do you have to rent a private jet? When Nanado hears that and feels that it is his own body who is talking, I think Nanado will sit up. I think Nanado will give a second thought of the next action he's going to make. But when the MPP chairman is here defending, jumping from one radio station to another radio station, defending everything, how then do you want the leader to reform? How then do you want the leader to know that what he's doing is wrong? There is a saying that he who is kind of cutting the way does not know that his back is crooked. So it is up to us, the followers, who have to tell the leader that, look, this way is paved with threats. But we are the very people defending every stupidity. The opposition is doing the same thing. The main political party, the party in power is also doing the same thing. Yet the opposition wants the people in the governing party to come and talk about the ills in their party. When you are defending every stupidity in it.
Okay, Sir Sabato, say you can come in, say Joe line or a continue, or you live on Pacho Costa Sabato. Hello, Sabato. What's the car? Sir Joe, the line or cat, but ubit me a cost.
Yeah, Dr. Matel, come and tell you for me.
When you know, Pacho.
Namintia also. na make us many of you will be a yam 30 na a tumble na maintenance. Clearly, no. The topic I will choose to discuss on one of the president traveling now. What they really saying I see who use a private one, and this has been going on for past 3 years coming the way because we had my Tottenham Club about Champions League. Finance or coffee or high private jet to be the call, yeah. That was somewhere 3 years down the line. And they are now they are a yard for. But the amendment at the end say, meant to me as and say, NBC, we are in opposition. You are buying. So they are
to be held responsible because
thank you. Yeah, problem back home, so I mean, who I say, people necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, doctor, someone. No, you perceive a giant better, the powerful frasem. So, Obi and I mentioned this affair, so what is I'm on issue way so. Or tiny pan will hope you. Until I then I can tiny pan on us. Because clearly, no, me will no maybe until we are sana. That will drive the focus now. And what I say, as some might was here can. Nayan can, near Dania Quaco cancer for fraud. And also, maybe one is saying that I here. And the about some year can say, your president in the Nekufado. When or starting the campaign now, or can bring say Ghana, your public personal, you know. In fact, I have a campaign who the consular energy, and you know, to because Chrononia and the other day. Boom. And to one of us, so a banner, your personal, you know, or be protected. No, said the Abaya, she cannot be to know, my Mexican punto. I'm a gun and Libya benefit anything from it.
Okay.
It is a winner such president. Now, but not a young that makes such a American. I cost best 3 years in it.
Right.
And while no court trip, no acquiring private jet. Now, or the two coming, sure say they are called 3 or call just EU summit ya or the Tremoko call and Krunkra or my Kamasono, and on the first one. That be a Belgian. Now the American nanny say, can we president now make his promises we now commit to one? There was a way say, women depending who say I am back. Presently by near our 5-class hotel or but one down, maybe our that 3-star hotel. Why? Because of so cutting the cost. So to the American. President in the country say, Yanni Ankasa Jete, Siwana, Yato for those kind of activities. The predecessors for using now. Problem woman on Brambe country. Yante, until say a years old, a jet and Ocrano, Nina Bonti. Any use the time a president in air travel, then you are body so then in Dubai in Nigeria, they Nasifo. These are questions we need to ask, and this one's no having go anything with John Dramani Mahama or NBC.
Okay.
It's not meant to have there. So we are not the point I was here now you fight, you can't penny, you cannot abide the and normally because of the after the aside could be any NBC entity. And to make it do, I don't know now I was over 3 NBC for who did 2. Because we know short of summer, near the one. Now you just are dead with you when they are behind that for pro. This will be a let's face the problem, let's face the person. They are criticizing you just say NBC above. Minia, a normal queen, a normal traffic. So we share the Ekoswa, President here, any the Chassain call for any ministers, any this President John Onko and the national security, medium before regime security. No, who shape their behavior. They were more threatening.
What's all from?
They were more. Hello.
What's all from?
Hello, doctor.
What's all from? Say.
Mental.
Not make us. What's all from saying? What's it? You have a name. You call them.
Oh, regime regime security.
What?
Regime security.
Okay, all right.
They don't do they only say they don't do things on behalf of the country.
Okay.
They only go for the things are more masters, who are paying them, tell them to do. I mean, who say more embarrassed or more all over the angle. Say, yeah, coffee we need a rainbow star near the Kwakwachubi. Those are the things are more They me free say national security abaco. Both parties, they mostly consider the party faithful for the whole. If you have a qualification, you better do a quakutu. But you set behavior, I have friend on national security, and then cry as a member. So, education minister, a cultural professor, Nana Jane, say, when you can say what education has them. Where are we? Where are we heading? A family echo, a NPP under the leadership of an Kufuor say, yet the young person will be better as them. Yet the different. Mojane way you money as sononku. And Tini Quasa will carry us and say, yes, idea. Professor Nana, a education will be or no sense or no number custom being education minister. Yet we achieve a lot as a Ghana.
Okay.
The whole of West Africa near control exams are yet top. That people will just our record we will hold say. Now we have the country say people we have or more turning all those polytechnic into varsity system. No, who will catch us any party say, yeah, education as now we need say. Now why do the thing I will buy it and the minister? Who will say it won't? Who are we minister Obampo and call free SHS in Obako private school? Who will say matter? It's what we say. When I make about intolerance, this government of MPP under the leadership of Nana Kufuor, you come at them. Or come at them, we be their person, when they come after you, a bine cast and smart the na Joe Eken, Okaka Masempe. Then they will call, say, a GN radio. Your best friend boss is here. You can't say, Nipa will say, you have before any Bayajuma because okay, and once another. And a month for so, meaning I had a young man for Cassie, the business contract. I buy you contractors far suffer enough. Would upon say, buy the buy or catching on the say. Contract, yeah, NBC for any more tenancy client. Yeah, you free say was here kind of offer.
Okay.
Because we say, doctor, we see Kaibika could diminish. Sabano Crampucas or Ben Propusi Canibia. What you say, and I was say, yes, I deal we say come, now I deal with them come. Yes, I face we come one. Upon some doctor 1 year too, because one prefer Oberboka only a Bible something. People accept to do. 1 year penny no class obey any nature. They still abuse you. They won't pay you. We think I was one of them out. Now we should to travel on a month. And that brings all the collapse of this bank.
Yeah, so I have to hold on. M said Joe, who's this place?
Yeah, Dr. Joe.
Joe, I think there's a few issues you want to clarify to Sabato Beboa.
Yeah. But unfortunately, he says he can't hear me. So if he's
hello, Sabato, what's it, Joe?
Yes. I'm a technical crabby.
Okay, I'm saying some or what are the Yabino Wabasems will be clarified. But unfortunately, I just want to see and Sabatini or Cano, we are, and then we are, and then Ebia. Wanusia, Nanny or Casa, Nanny, Wohuni or Pes watch the Ebia, one thing and Ebia, send an opus or canon. Ebia couldn't understand him, what do you call so we are, and then he can rebound to that.
Hello, and see, the American and it's a Osha need nature no crampona, abandon or Mocasa. Yes, so abandon Yana said there was and that brings the collapse of the banks. And they see a call Yakobo Yakunyam Bifina. 170 million US dollars. Say, yeah, the Baba new banger. Start banking a crime review. Now, what should you say? Maybe collapse a bank and then the aqua the senior. That tells you, say, common sense crapping prevails somewhere. And a mambo, a bano a feeling. Ghana for no, And about the who say, this is not the Abaya yet to Amano. This is not what they were telling us on the campaign trial. Some of them this year, Sawusha, Chairman, dear Air Kosovo Ghana, infrastructure, dear, and the Aboya crowd. I'm better not in our Omunyashi, at the CKD, the Cabese 1 year, near Babe to Abape. Norma started on Monfake Kakanoma. And one thing also about we have who area compared to previous election, also ended the GA. Omo say Ghana for no more popularity not as I think it. And yes, I drop how I think it 18 hair. Well, 8 years no. Yen came cross so into Nianya no Mabata because the BB anywhere better Ghana better so I cut on more day. Or more to Obama.
Right.
And looking almost the president no consistent. Why you plan on Kasa? The BNU are over Fananado one. Or Baba Beka Assembly, and Nanado, editing me a bit Gina Hormone and singing Gina Hormone, I could to a Linra Commission at 206. Ya amended on Mukra Bari and were amended from 2017-2018. There is no way, say, Kase, would you be excavator, yes, you know. Now, when you're president, we are not Kase, so we free bending of excavators and only in Yarjania, young Franco Court. Meanwhile, doctor, are you aware, say, one man company be at the Ghana court? Am I more judgment to say Ghana buying into $15.5 million US. And Massa company. Do you know how that amounted into our currency? Almost 800 million Ghana cedis. Enya Samukatwa. Sikasa ni Chiama Wyoming as a judgment there. A tiny Ghana and Kanana Edutu. And these are the things that go so. When you have one company, you name other companies there. Yes, so more equipment and so on. Also, yeah, then almost work out to a judgment there. It was a shaman for excavators and more equipment. A bit more, no more genuine mineral, certificate. So, multi-years argument. You are piling up judgment data at Ghana for so, yet the Ghana for seeker, and I will see a baby. And the Quaco Chia because of Obi, one of silly things are. And clearly, no, the government has lost focus. When you the warrior, Nana don't and call for him there because when him the oya and Kawon High had a private jetty and fund to come with the huge amount of a cost of Ghana for. Many men you so Yanni and Casayas and Topetrum, no, French. I think. We imagine say this happened under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama. And can be about some Ghana for better. It's clearly, things are not going on well. But yet the empire, because the empire, a young Republican, the empire says, I'm not for sorry to go speak to the BR. And yet the BR, I'm not for Cocoto. It can turn into a different thing. I'm not for betting me from my baby. Now your democracy, now you have built it to the same way. Until I Georgia will come out and criticize. So you have a for quiet demonstration. You have a quiet demonstration. They are pull out. That's the signal. The only thing I hear work. You bet me demand to say Nanado at his age has failed. You bet me resign. Maybe a vice president at Twato. That's the only solution. You bet me fight for CC because your mandate to make that 4 years ago. And the whole fight to say, I'm on 14 Gustis and a demonstration. Now, be a young Cassie and Twaba. It can happen to you as well. Now, your democracy, no, you're told the fair, Senipa being young Twaba for Frodabi. We can only criticize, and then if it need to say, you demonstration, we go and do, and then we come back and stay where we are. There, you Koso Ekata as a opposition party. Nipa beji tuma next election so omo ebeto abama but clearly no doctor this MPP administration there they have failed since omo ba because you can Ghana for empty and internal say you to abai ha shape na ya den abano because clearly no indication lecture say things were no good even after and before na ya kwakwa me that say an opportunity.
Thank you very much.
That's what you say. I'm a dominant. You be I will program. So to be when you're happy, no one Toronto.
All right.
We discuss.
Thank you very much, Sabato, for that wrap up. 10 o'clock, Pepe. And now, my own Antimata so fret, but Antimata, you can call in just as Joe was. And Joe, hello.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So you can clarify whatever you were trying to say with Tomato, and then Antimata would follow up with the.
Thank you for the opportunity once again. And like I said, I'm humbled. I bet to differ a little bit with my senior brother there. You see, if we are to put in chronological order acts of evil that is going on in this government, there is none of it. And then this ABNC. You see, he made reference to minister never of private school. Were we not having secondary schools in Ghana when Muhammad took his son to Dubai to go and study?
We did. Another one was Victor Salome. If you remember way back, which I remember you spoke about the year somewhere. Victor Salome was paying a huge amount of money until he was...
Rollins, the anti-corruption campaign or whatever, they had education in Europe.
That was when he was jailed together with Kwame Prepra. I think you spoke something like that about it last week.
Yeah, so if he listens to the...
Joe, hold on. Mensaka, Antimata, Ananya Antimata. Good morning. Who is this, please? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Antimata, apomta, yato nkacha kakra.
Hey, why not kasi?
Doctor. No, Dr. Morton. What last born bia?
Hey, Dr. Morton. Yato nkacha.
Maasama to nkacha, papa, ye weird and prograde a copy fufu bidi.
Oh, yes, I had me invite you special.
Na apomta, bibia boko.
Bibia boko. Mpacha na Uncle Danger Fele.
Mention can't, to be honest. More saying that this program and this time in Monday to Friday beam. So incident those see Monday to Friday in I have one on and 1 day out of the 1 weekend in tea and then to can. But you just call him. You said no topics and say can you or you and some bottom. Uncle Joe will line do we are with more for the but mark one some here on I also that to job.
Oh, interpret Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Yeah. Miniano. 1 minute.
Okay, Uncle Joe say. Hello, Antimata, what? Uncle Joe, what?
Yeah, me 1 minute na
okay, you're position.
Yes, it is actually from the beginning of my statement. Okay. I advocated for a nationalistic agenda.
Okay.
Because we cannot. It is unfair for you to go and see two children fighting and be a bit at the then you need to ask. And that person see him paying worker. And we cannot just blame Nanado all of a sudden he's driving or he's in a 1 million.
Hold on, Uncle Joe, good morning. May I know who's this, please?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Who's this, please?
Good morning, sir. Mpacho Krobia Nekase.
Oh, Krobia, opening bako dear.
Nyamiadum.
Ujila so kakra mame wa MC.
Just 1 minute.
Mpacho, nyabutre ejina so.
Okay, you
it is not fair that all of a sudden, I am not saying that when issue come we should bring in people this or that, but issues that are happening, it has happened before. Where were the integrity of the NDC people who are criticizing today? Where were their integrity at that time? Now, if you were blind to see what happened yesterday, how come you can see today? How come you can see today? So this is what we are saying.
MC Joe line I can't think, you know. Obekoswa Penny, you're live on Pacho.
Yeah, Pacho, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Pacho, the Minion Shout and Timino, you say, so in a boat in Chemia.
Your friend, Dr. Morton, made a mere Titifuni be. May start now on share program. We are sitting, you know.
Okay, Timmy out and Doctor
Pacho. How do you doctor some
Doctor go, Doctor come, okay.
You Dr. Manos, we had Dr. Ren, we had Dr. Sinquano.
Okay, any yare I'm say any idea you home battery
yeah we pioneer be bro
okay
all right
you open am say program yen na medical abaso na metia atifo nyina sabato Joe Ernesto Uncle Danger for the tin kanche na yewofa bakonso ho mirefi se gabo metia o munyina Ebra Richard
oyina betin
mpacho mepese meka asem kakra efa enoma ya ekoso ewo yekum Ghana ya doctor mpreni ni say enoma bi enkoyi but one sisi no the reason emma enoma no eya yenti na I say Ghana food degree enyehu any the media no. To be honest, this media no they've not been fair. Fair to the previous government because I remember very well said the previous government no Sepania top for more then the media will come out to expose the government na we but the media for now no because say you nimpa very well say omo ayede omo toto ebi muniti no and now the original ho aka no kure no so oka no kure no a na ya hyase ewo na ase wan hwe yi a wan kasa yi a ye beyi wati ene ade nti amen ne no omo gina ho no a omo pese omo ka no kure no omo so eho no mu didi nti no omo sure se omo be ka no kure and only the biggest problem as say yinya no man Ghana
okay
because and the media no enya kwan enkasa omo ye adwuma ma media no enya kwan enkasa omo a companies no omo own the media no emma omo kwan omo nye den enya omo adwuma no nti obi ti se okatachie free fa ne Captain Smart money there are some quite a lot of guys omo chai adwuma no because omo kasabwa eka omo anum
okay
because why I say what is good for goose is good for Ghana nti se de na enye nra no adeti na ne yem pese be de eka
okay.
On any day, I've never supported ABI normal also on the previous government and say na a year. I will never support that because a yomansika the bia me come as say obi kwotete ahaban obi kobubuja obi kwashibidie na ya tete tax na say the bana say fa beboa o man na say bia wo de kohwe wabusia wonko abusiafo a then you are not being fair. Into me, I will never support Ubia when you at the Faka and Famwa or my Ghana. Inti Sena Mahama Bresu Noma and Kosuna and Kuni ya Nikanwa Nana was Omoka. But Senenso a normal sani be a Koswa. I didn't in the media no any the Enkasa. The media are quiet. Minya, share. On any day, Ujidi says Anka previous government here, Anka Nene Kufuado, yen heard this private jet in Winston. Okay. Anka Ujidi say Anka Mbeka Manatu. Debia. But a Namino can say, Asano, Sena Yakano, a drew him. But question and say, Meme Quaco Bob Bibosia, me Quaco Bobosia through Bio, me Nisika, me Quaco Bobosia. But me Koya, Nippon and Mecobon and Wobosiano. Sabine watch a bono a ordinary watch. Right. Car crowd usu crano a be 2002 car. But me and the Cobosiano made the Range Rover and I may driveway the Koye. Me Koye me watch a bomb a Rolex. Well, me pub wire share me executive way and Tadia share me a designer. And I'm a Cobosian beer. Ono sa no man kra no oni bi ebe ya adwuma da bia wo kwa kwa bobosia wo te one of the luxurious private jet and wo ye den wo de koye but omo akwa bobosia wo ho no sa chat no kra they don't use it omo ko omo wo say to me there I mean who say it doesn't make sense to me.
First of all, no. Now you said that you blame the media. Media is not the only outlet that can complain. A lay Ghanaian to some no me suit to me. A case I didn't see and say home. I didn't blame media, no. And then now for the sake of what a broke. It's in a sabi or used to say scandal at the political acquaintance. Nana.
And no, any someone at a media no, I was a Siciano. No, we have to speak because Papa no, one on baby I do no. Sabio, if you ask how be I said they are body chain. When you drew 70 code 80 no, then you are heading towards the war, sun and nature at here. Yankase will be winning and our China. But when you drew 70, 80 no, and ne Usha death rate no. Will be over 20 and will be over 17. The chances of say 17 is always ahead.
It's like
into no, who said a word to know. Wabe every into a bedroom and be was a wedge. Or mine or cast or dream one idea. And you won't be a forget to send a good for no drink. It is never true. A complete intro and will be try Ghana for because Papa will buy and young can't dear potting why you are Ghana for you sabi
right. So
will be all your man of bois or bois amanabusia ne ma ne wafase ne kontane ne seomo. But me ordinary Ghanaian no me I didn't benefit through this government.
Well,
because if Papa will train on my way, there's a 1 hour 15,000. There's a now be Papa for war or a form. Does it make sense?
Well,
it doesn't make sense.
There's a few almost the 3 consecutive times he tried to become a president. If not the first, his dad has ever been a president in this country and not prime minister. And now we are. Think the interest keke say obabidi or mampeni and I say I didn't at the end of your mouth feel say oni or mine home
minia no kre woman say na me no kase sankana na kufuado wantimi ama me president enanka sa se mo minister sabato any some group of even MPP for me yen crofo ni be yitimi kasa e fa sansem we hu say na kufuado ya man is opportunity we ya anka Ghana for be 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 kwa na papa bia obaye the way I know ye human rights activist na ye ni say aka so no na ka gi tumi ma no man be yo mampanyin aka Ghana sesan ye enso ya nto aba ma no ene ya to aba ma na kufuado. He's one of the reckless president Ghana has ever had.
On record?
The most reckless.
Are you saying
reckless? On records. On records. Just tell me the most extravagant president Ghana has ever experienced. Under his tenure, we've experienced the highest scandals. Tell me, government and I buy in our history. I'll bet me. No, I don't know. Some of the because it's about Ghana. It's not about your personal interest. Say Ghana because and then many me work with you. Me be so to Ghana. Na what no say a 2 year just a meme free say at the co. So be say my Ghana no cry and can be a me no cry say. Wow, it's Ghana no Papa we could try and throw a radio so TV so for standing on podium like can some and Ghana is beyond aid. Ghana is casuals we brand. So this man that mentality no they throw the dust onto the eyes of people no is how where is it when the government make it be America say we try with Papa no penyimu. Now, so here, as some ye can't say it because the castle was a castle on the Papa no, where didn't truck as ye, Ghana. Why didn't throw, especially, just say, maybe a young come and pass about young for them, they never come because by Umian, number 6 our football. When you Buria, football, no one send your football to football near say. Well, number 6, football. When say number 6, one day a offensive midfielder. Bunuya, what can some basa mugu amount for that is at the end of the day. Mimi can't show when they say Akanaba Umia now or very a bright to become a president. But since you know, more you soon and your more friend and the other about me, I bet you have a catch Ghana for converse or say Montu Abama and Motu Mania meeting because he has been one of the liars vice president Ghana experiences. Mr. Mokani I am throw and no kojina or ye there or commission toilet. Just we need to be will bet me and who call to a few we are this is what the man is saying. Wait in some way. Your vice president and then I know he can't answer me your commission toilet. A dear you be commission Ghana for you bet me here. Internal Kufado. And then the government, you know. Look at the free SHS, you boy and Sabrani. Look at how the free SHS is running. Is that not disgusting?
Well,
but people don't want to stay. It's very disgusting. The fact that say would free SHS now, and also interest and crown so you won't say, and you're one of the best policy in Ghana. But look at how it's being managed. Free SHS, and you Mr. say those behind the free SHS, how many of them and also are part of the free SHS? Omoma no Mr. say are they part of the free SHS? Omoma go private school and look at how the free SHS is being run. And now you say who parents are always can be just school fees. Ghana is that how far you do. And this time around, media is sitting quiet. They're putting their hands inside their tie. They don't want to say anything.
Before you came on, Krobia, now most of the radio stations are affiliated to most of the political parties. Ibia, NTC, Peace FM, just as it's become politically motivated stations in the sense, say Akufo-Addo with these promises, or share free education. This is what actually gave him grounds to come to power. Free education, parents were very happy, especially those who were struggling to pay school fees and all that. Anyway, he's on the way leaving the politics because on what kind of saying any of so because he's leaving the MPP with trust deficit. Unfortunately, it's a party
doctor, and now no can say my uncle far a ballot boxes and fancy abontin cast yen twaba. Now look at a year. Now even one say Ghanaians they lost the trust before the election.
Okay.
If you might be almost say young try September maybe waiting your sign but even a unocran or point say if you move trust if if the election was not rigged there, Papa went to me my power. It was rigged because the election should have gone for a second round. But because NDC phone they didn't play their cards well, that is why they ended up in a Supreme Court. And even at the Supreme Court, how do you expect to win a case with people who are appointed and we know how things are moving? And then Ghana's security is not safe. Our judiciary is dropping. Things are falling apart in Ghana. And I'm running away. A national security coordinator for a regional national security coordinator, just a look at what is going on. Delta Force have taken control over the security and national security. I know, sir, national security, they are not, exposed. In what country, national security, no. National security. Now, just for a special operation, and a bit more
hello, Pacho, hold on. Hello, may I know who's this, please?
Hello, Doc.
Oh, Joe, Uncle Joe, Asana Babiwa.
Yeah, when the line, I'm going to win the I'm on the time.
All right, Macrobia Nanunsi, and then you can come. Meuna Tamata is also trying to get in.
Yes, I said, national security, no, and I can't watch them. No, doctor, national security is a working because and no Obia Sabio, what we a JHS Bia, na so full party, and they included the person to be part of the national security. But I know, say for national security, no, anybody or national security Bia should be a security expert. from the police, from the military, no Air Force, Army, and Navy. We call a year immigration, custom office, fire service. They blend all these people together to become the national security. But the name says the national security, all the pen crash will be some crowd So things has really fall apart under this Kufuado, the Turner. Things are not well. But people want to talk, but the Kwambe no befa so mbekasa because it's ya mekwa kasa. Miss Mabusiano, it was a fidi woman. The Kwambe no befa so into omo ya selfish na de Omobeka say better but obi ono so dwen Ghana ho no obeka say se mo ma nkasa dia eni meje adwuma no enti ene this is what is going on enu echi na metie afia kokua program ewo Saturday that was last week the official program no bia wo UTV I know say MPP ni no oba ye no we MP but I forgotten the constituency no some kind of say Obiji Bosnia at the development that is all referred to NDC. That's a mesma kwako Bosnia na media could treat a car and I'm saying look at this man. Too myopic. Why you know because you don't have to come on air to say this. Why you know crowd is because why you know some medical na se menya capital bia media ejuma to the be ejuma no na kwako treat a car no me first car no menya no Bosia na makwakobo no enfa nkotuetu eka na miwie a na masaba edi mesaba be hye me midem refam say we what radio so MP we said we share program we last week bia no one ka say the mechanic boa well this is what is going on omo nwi o Ghana ho enti say Ghana no aye o ti no Ghana eno man koyi ene o manu ma ye dindindin well o manu ma ye dindindin ba bia be ko bia no obia e complaining. There are some group of people, doctor, when they speak about the hardship in Ghana, they say, Munka manutum, because Mamope and the Mayede, Monya, it is a Monya, a good father, no, in person, he doesn't qualify to be a president for Ghana. Because no one can say no war, you should be Ghana for be ending. But Omunsia no me ye amfana hunt no mun so obey papa we buy no was showing the real character the person that no Kufado because one ring Ghana for him no and then you so
line so no CP I'm sure me pacho you Uncle Joe pacho
yeah doctor we the at the same am the I think the station has been dormant a little while. I think we are heating up now. But at least twice in a week.
So you go hopefully Darling J listening and then what are the
so that we can express it.
One day, it's not enough. But
it's not enough. Big Joe, yes, it's not enough. But anyway. The reason why I call you my brother then American, we need to have a nationalistic approach, national policy. Are you getting it? Yeah, we need to have a nationalistic approach. Just one, then I go. And
well, you have these options. It's either Ebamo Akasa and then you can take the rest of the Akasa, whatever you want to say.
Okay, me end.
I'll end and then listen to Antimata.
Okay,
Antimata, good morning.
Okay, all right.
Good morning.
No, today.
Hey, why hot papa?
Why hot papa? Sorry. I'm fretful now. I send up a back or friend. I'm a line. I'm busy. Sorry.
Mpacho yeah, time ejebano. Send my mind.
Mpacho you must send amo.
Send the baby amo.
Yo, now when I put on some topics now you treating me, sure they're in your copy.
Well, my work can na American Hansam.
Okay.
Especially my ending CCR.
Yeah, Crobia.
Oh, yeah, in this now.
Well, I'm not sure, but I don't think I'm in a position to disclose party or it could only be a sympathizer.
Well, this person now, can it be? It been me, it been so between yet. On your day, CCR Ghana. Why bang you there? Oh, boy.
Hello? Mete on kapa mpocho kodo.
Back, I didn't go back.
No, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay.
Waka ye MPP in DC. Ne biara moye in DC no ba. No matter what the country no kono. On feno ho. Mori dunu hwan de ebia wabese ska. When the wamba position. Next time, more trying the obebe position. When in this MPP more ben. But more me ya when you there. And you know your web her. Not sabi yes in fee on chan more parties in chan. I have for Labour and Conservative. In a many nara. Ebia wadwene ho mano ho na Ghana ze wanyina maframa mpanyimfo ebia dwene kotokum sika nti akwana warfam no wanya sika no wandwene ho kura but the point remember because all the time when ebia nyi there menye na makasam and this the papa. But this time, my being there, you tackle Galami Spain. Major 200 Tama, Margaret Thatcher, or started or closed down the coal mine. Onyasam Kakraba. Unti McCann there, since Sierra. Oh, yeah, there, Ghana Fienina, yeah, important me
Papa. Go on, you're live on air.
Ya dwene ya kol. Oya de ye nyina ya put our thinking cap on. Oya de ye nyina ya manya me bahemu. Ni ehu de garam se no anye jima kakraba. The party ni nyina wadwene. No matter what with power. I mean, to me, the more vampire there. And this fool, and this. I am down there. Sometimes, when I'm there, they cannot use late president to campaign. Into lot of them. Ma nimpa ya je ne ref shenu mu ya campaign kwa mun. Into Deminti Oma MPP in this woman. But the Galamsey is not going to fight for one party. They have to fight with two parties without thinking cap on and the whole citizens. But you know them. Though, if you're back in the Ghanaians, Africans, they don't think. Sorry to say, excuse me. Na Ghana, when baby, Kumasi, Accra, we finish. The rest, they don't care. Na so what care? Enjoy that's a Ghana, Galamseno, NDC, or Yama Party, or the Makumahu, or the Yenina. You push. Near me, you're successful on Galamsey. Sakwa Western region. Baby, a man's sister's fee. Nessa a bit by power. Nessa, we are fighting for Galamsey. No one can there, well, she show as veters in tea on your possession, Grandpa, back and the mean pen or yen pa. Nyamim penyin no ni Christ. Tradan sa oteda rivatando. No be there na no ba pem mpano were between Ghana and Ivory Coast. Then suna ya poto when nyana mo krampumfu. Especially when I was the other end. Ejima wa yan kase was sent down or south. But for the and school. Down when I walk school for 20%. ejima kasa yen on fishing. Garam say sen. Oya so wolu tunso pumunti. The fishermen when tum kwapum. When you know they are not working. Miss Yafuna. None of them there only Ghana. Ghana is Accra and Kumasi. That's all. When they been more bread. Into member can you there? NDC for Tama and Sabano, Mr. Kwame Kuma Mausoleum, there was in order and you cassette or German. No, me been so in some foyanya backward for revenue. Me running dead mo vampire for more than 50 years.
Achimota, hold on. Pacho, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Minnie.
Me Pacho, you. Oh, open air for you.
Yeah, Minnie, I'm here.
Mamiado, me Pacho, Jina Soa, Achimota, Lanusia, na Wabam Pacho.
Mpade man Mrs. Cecilia.
Okay.
Mo vampire ma and this what now do by 19 years. Into Cecilia, my to what digital there. From Yenina, Yama 16 years for MPP. All of us come together and solve the Galamsey problem. Now, there were Plaba. No, already one my promise, them a ba. Mebama Galamsey, why you may be on Ghana and Yalutuna don't call an abazi. Mr. Mafuba can the boya on Namo Podo, no toss or Haba. What me Yanya Ghanaians, one Ghanaians, you love our country, one Ghana, one people. To fight Galamsey. Now, one ma was start also Galam, young children near Ghana, no, Unjina Pintin, Master Mambakan. It's important. So, time I did ban the testing Yamam, Nama with you.
Portfolio. You're about 8. This time, 8 o'clock and that is, or 8 o'clock and your Pocho, or your Thursday is not Friday. So, is either Thursday. Thursday and Friday. And now Friday. And well, we're looking forward to we're getting weekends. Okay. But BBS and your BBS is aye.
Okay,
that's it. Yo, good morning. Open air for you.
Yeah, Minnie, good morning.
Pacho, you, that's way. What's and someone when you're about to become and Nick Robbie and Nomne near Kakahono. But you say, a year. Sika no I'm sa kwanto hu sam ne ade a ehia NDC for no papa because I'm say ade no as a edi o man ni kakra na odwene ho sai opani
menu am dash ma menchia no watifo na menchia NDC for so nya repeat afidie said eda no me bekan sebe obi adetiri osi ponkoso bob ponkoso samakana se only no be ya obitu na mo to say their banwe and ganka dementia president we itu because o unkrofo and I know share a video bi SHS for group form to say prisoners sabi na say no so na why your plurality na the by say person kura nyina kusku na say wo say carry na wontimi mfamwa ema school ni nyina ne na so na say all this say carry kwa high plane an hour 15,000 pounds na wo disa plane ko pebusia like 1.7 something million euros na sha kula ka cho se bi wajimia no need you what so this time ayo wotema abonten so na se yesa nsu wo ko tim and yetimi dia yaade na se utimi yusu sa carry edifa play se ono opese udi wo hene awo Ghana for so ebe ka cho se wonyo mamba panyini pa onwene wo manfo so we will say carry at behind play we an hour 15,000 pounds an hour. Now, when we say you can say the plane and Cassani hand £15,000 an hour. The baby or the could see, you know. And on a book rabbit home. We at the dance ship if we say, she has Casa Papa, you would in ya, and Panational, you would in. Because they would in Quanisha would do to a 2 billion Mokuno. Will be ultimately in my abroad. And I will ultimately young Quabro, many panic to me soon, Gunium, and I will know. Then Pani would in it. A penny aquavia of Fanabisi, Ghana for the Soya president. No be.
Oh no, sir. Okay, so we line a year, a free year, but if you can call back, you're still on GN Radio. See, I know we have about 25 minutes to wrap up the. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, we know.
I'm so line a cut here, but Yami, I don't know what's about. It's you, Pacho.
The whole city and Ghana could do. Now, I am a fairly semi Casamia Ghanaian. Because an African in Akurano, S3A. And I don't hear a picture be a call malaria. Not the convoy our day qua with Gina Award Johnson, the more on the social media.
The Pacho they beat me here.
No munition said then I said Ghana president to block traffic. Hong Kong you crew convoy did do saying now with Timikunya Kuno Sotinante. And I know what I say 40 pieces of Mercedes Benz, and no, I say Mavana say personalized numbers. I know what's our crabby good system. 2017, who say Ghana for Sikajana? Because I know what that then I want you should. O crabby be a full. And now you're saying we got 2021. Oh, my tete. What's our crab? That I see a meeting. And Mononkwa Maku. 2021 deal 40 pieces. I was solely say walk up Busia 1.something million euros. What they call them the Kwesi Bank. A black banks in the view of Wabikuno. And then it's answer when more grassy amount from Ubian to when Marintin or many moon now was our first Kakakra war meaning. And our Bobusiana Timem Fono, Kabanks of Mbako Bobusian, or Gunu Diacano, a month for intimate Copabusian or 1 hour Bobusian. And until Romano or Hochiro. Now, me see the Omahami can say, no, I will be say, young Fanisha. Because your political party view of our bar or General Mine. And your political party view of our bar. Though MPP cried the first day, say, for no time on any education. And they said, MPP free power, and as a papa, we need time was no free power. Again, and I go by Baby General to media campaign, they are my MPP. I don't know also we sound, sir. Near Casa, Banya Bay Galamsi, ya, the Malabato, Naya, I didn't see that first near ye, Nanya Ghana for Mantian, Mabawan and A. Near the Machana for ye.
There be a.
Then there's all the Akomachan and Nasi Cassia buyer, the Bema Ghana Foya. Then only just NDC, see a Persia de Galamsi Babak.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because you want to say, a daho, small scale management, a local people for there, a Ghanaians, and your foreigners. Into foreigners, even if you cry, you turn tomatoes near the Ujomi. You can say, oh, for baby, but won't me this Ghana, a Ghana food. It is a whole ball many more. Ubaba Yajumadia, a vessel of the capital, between the BB company now for Ghana for Ghana for any Jumai. And now Buari pencil, any China for United Tongue Galileo. That's an Ghana for Mlanti. It is a Cassia Bunny be China for another or who ya galam say a few of my anymore Ghana for Galansa. I Gala says at the end there. Then I just say a Galam Sima. Because if you can see a woman, a Sam Rofina, dear Magana for no Madi. And as he says, who should more ye can once me. What to say, ye cut a year shishing machines, what to say, a shake gun and EBD. Young people before the end of the show. And young people before the Galam say. And I mean, no, Kasha, Kufu the consignment, baby on the consignment, or this Ghana for Tika, asphalt in the consignment, you to Galamsi. You wouldn't remember Candy or Betraki Kadi Kanamunya, Munka Papa Yenim. We are need to go to Nina Ninkushu, our Bissu, so your president, I want some Ghana for no. Why should know your president? Or Basso of a pennies in the home, Ako. And I know who give you a number one thing. Chebia Bontin, Chebi Quine. And it's I helped a road minister, no Quine. Never Ghana for a coin. Now, what's how did you raining the Okrumuya? What's how the Catesia tax a big grandma for? Say you meet your baller tax, you meet your convict tax I won't hear. Oh, but there are some no catch Ghana for. Taxa, Yenya DECG, any, my friend said, petroleum taxes I had to buy, say a day to for 3 good years, near year free on, and no.
You free, sir, no asa article. Nah, it's about 20 minutes to hit the top of the hour a year. 11 o'clock. At least we've been talking. Been talking about this for about almost a year, 2 coming up to 3 hours. But most concern of the people, Sikanoa, say Kufuadu, edit quiet of. But it's become very, concern of most Ghanaians. The thing is, why would he, use all these money to travel? Well, just to let you know, sir, at 3 p.m., Big Joe has said, probably it's going to be entertainment news, I suppose. I don't really follow your events, but if you say, but I can't say almost about 15 to 18 minutes, and then we'll be out of here. Most concerned, some now you're telling yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello, Doc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm interrupting and all that.
No, you have to. What's in there? I've relayed this information of wanting more than just a day over the program, especially if we could add weekends to it, and then people would be able to address the concern, because it's become very much of an issue to to be updated about things going on. Yeah, you're live on air.
Yeah, we would appreciate if management agrees with you, and then we can.
We're still talking.
Yeah, I think that first of all, it's unfortunate some of the things my uncle Ifie was saying, some of the words used. I mean, we may have, divided opinions, but some of the words, it's not good. To say President, I need Tikoto, these are not good words to be used on our president.
Most times I don't condone things like this. But
you see, this is what I'm talking about. When maybe a phrase, it will be MPP because President Mills said to say Abdul a frog. Every NDC member woke up and we were going to kill that person. Today on to make actually MPP president, because at that time Professor Mills was a human being. Today, Nanado is not a human being. This is what we are talking about.
Yeah.
This is what and I think that Achimota summed everything up. We need to be Ghanaians first. Because you can't tell me that today Nanado is riding an aeroplane, all of a sudden every problem had cropped up. When we were doing bad branding, were there no problem?
Well,
when we were going to Brazil buying coconut for $100 million, were there no
probably I'm so sorry, more penny. Hello. Hold on, but hello, Pacho. I know about Krobby and
Pacho Krobby any.
Pacho Joe Linus, my was samba. Say, Ube hold on, a crowd. We are Nanusia, Nady, Ubella, and I'm so big cattle. Joe, Pacho, Cosso.
Yeah, we need to, Doctor. I'm giving you this assignment with all apologies and with all due respect. Research for us when the NDC as a political party through its headquarters or its leader apologize to Ghanaians and say they did certain things that were wrong. When have they apologized? All of a sudden we need to forget about all of that, and then now we should bury Nanado and kill him and put him in a casket. We need to be nationalistic. NDC contributed their quota. They also made a lot of errors. They made a lot of errors. Now you've not apologized for what you did. All of a sudden, we should forget about it. Hey, Nancy, some more 100 million, say fire business, no, we did all of a sudden you come and tell me 100 million there, but the Koto Chingantino, forget about it and give me another 100 million. Is that how we govern a country? What Nanado is doing, yes, I would prefer Mahama to Nanado at any given time. But that does not mean I should condemn him there all of a sudden. He has brought all the problems. We need to be nationalistic. What NDC has done, that is wrong. As an NDC member, you need to come and apologize. You need to say the truth so that we all support you in condemning what is happening now. Now, would them the Wakataso, would them to Makataso, you buy a arm robber on the street. Now you're going to talk about someone's son who has gone to steal a banana. I mean, what kind of hypocrisy is that? And my brother Krobia, it's good he's on there. Since when did the NDC or whoever has been in power told us the modus operandi of the national security? Since when are they recruiting and they tell us this is how we are recruiting people into the national security? Are they telling me, is NDC telling me when they were in power, they did not give police certificate for people to be recruited into the police army to their MPs? Did they not do that? Did they not give national service, national fire service employees, recruitment drive? Did they not give it to the MPs? All of a sudden, today the MPP is in power. So when we are recruiting people into national security, it should be this, it should be that. When you were there, what did you do? You see, this is what we are talking about. This we cannot move on like that. We cannot build a country like that. No. But when you are not in power, everything is wrong. But when you are there, this same thing, NDC, my brother Free, my brother Sabato, they defended bad branding. They defended Brazil. Today they are talking about the extravagant lifestyle of Nanado. Now, when you were doing bad branding, you want Nanado, 78-year-old, you want him to come and sit on the truck and go to France. If you were able to accuse your own government that what you are doing is wrong, people are dying, use the money for its rightful purposes. Today, then we all support you to condemn Nanado. All of a sudden, we should forget about the past and forget. Now, if the past don't come, how can we get the future?
That's the thing.
Thank you very much. It annoys me. It really annoys me. We cannot move on as a nation like that. We cannot develop like that.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyway, I'm humbled by your time and everything.
Thank you very much, Uncle Joe. God bless you. Krobia, said Russo. So, would say Uncle Joe, send me your kind. Me pacho Krobia would say near Joe Kaino.
I'm man said I'm said Antini, yeah.
Semna be kind was one way Abine. Na Sisi do so when I'm to be chat to because I'm try a bit.
Yeah, I'm say the Joe Wakano me nini bibe ya adwen sene wono mi so anya adwen no saa na me so me nini enye ibimu ho so amene nye den enya adwen but ni nyina no sene ye ka no ni nyina Ghana yi mu nti na me no mienu yese ye mre ye den ye ka bibi afa Ghana ho sene be ya mpanyifo no omo beti na omo atoto no mayi ama oman no because Ghana ne oman ko oman ayewo yini oman bia kan Ghana ho aha se de ye ba padi eye den a ye besan akoyenchi nti ye ntimi mma ye nka se da betena obi krum eye nti ahia na ye niji e wose ye den ye difi no enye sa na menom ye den me mumu de madwe eye den ema me minia doctor hwe no kra ewu mu ne se enoma bi mu ekoso menyim de dwo efa ekan ye because some say na no radio no mente ono ne dia about national security no nti se bia ka obetimi abie anisu kakra na ka me so de me wo no me so maka e dia to ne so but me no mfache mukasa beti
who can be mantini wo se nka metimi aden
I said Joe Ramsana or on when you're happy about Sibia said me can issue about national security no man ti wo yi nti aka me pe nsema wo kan ye no na wo se woni me nya adwen no na ka me so
ibia na o se woni wo ya adwen mum am sesa na me pa o since me
o sa
no crepa no
oh wow nti minua hwe sisi aye hwe o man panyini se wo na o man Ghana nyina tumi ne ye di ayeden ye di ahye wonsa so what you say enne sena na kufu ado ka se Ghana fu nyina na pa no betimi aka se wona
obi ani ho
enu echi a ayi pandemic iba yi yesi o man bia tutu ni man mu o man ben no wentimi atutu ne de president bi ka se me ma shut o man down obi be ka se me de me na ma appointing me ye ne mepe
obi ani ho
to me no ye de amount you are the commander in chief of Ghana Armed Forces. Wakasa neya na yabeda yam sorry and ebe sorry. Galamsey ekoso ye sika sika kese to fight Galamsey and na me no say ye sika ye twa ye dey fight Galamsey nyina ankoni ye at your own wankasa baby a wote kura no ye je bribe ewo ho ni nyina fa wasum ni nyina fa wani so papa ya mam me kan hwi am fan kire Ghana for Dr. Frimpong Boatin oye mikro muni officer widata no ne ma me officer widata no
okay
wow papa no Vara ye ba yina na kufa do mu wo TV ye mesa say anka brakra na be ka bi tire Ghana for say no me nipa am continue adwuma ye oye die wanye ni ye but because of politics intino papa na shield no and ne from what da so ekura ni dibia Yenim Professor Francois Boatin said here or even some of Baba ye a CEO ewo kolebu nyina yenim de wa na papa no ni modern boni ni bibia den etie but and net politics nti papa we make obi etimi kan bibia den editia no wanya the papa ni ye no on any day why say we say people no ebe pem ne anka ye no the what say ya say wo fire papa no and net na kufuado nti onye means bia to fight Galamsey say omo koto excavator no a omo hye no na omo ye adwuma no so omo koto omo so say na omo ye omo say no be ka say soja for no so omo tuo ku omo ana say that will be the only solution ana me bo me
yeah
because omo hye excavator no excavator no so wenye akroma ana wenye pete enu tuye enu kokosi site no nipa na de kwenti nipa no so the excavator no koye no mo no mo ye adwuma no because excavator na kasa timi operate ne ho this will be operating it san crop no so mo so ye no and then anti-manta say we should come together and fight Galamsey. That's good idea but you me sound so say and then amount for omo wailing no how many and on we NDC4 and no see you say oh yakoshi NDC4 bi mfidi yakoshi we mfidi omo hie nyina no omo musu nyina ya NDC4 ana meboa NDC ni ben no aba out aba ka say ne site yakwakoshi na fidie nti it can't say sa Galamsey no a je obi so kwakobre owu na so osum pa no MPP party no because omo say omo hye omo fidie nyina MPP4 how many NDC4 no aba out aba kan je obi say just na fidie. So what you say?
Yeah.
It's the NDC phone aba NDC phone bi so aba so o ma shima fidie o ma yewe ya na who say two parties no and I say adwuma no o ye den o ya bom ti and ye kasa ti o mu nyina but say sia no de ye nya NDC ni bia o ba be ka te ya shi na fidie nti so bi wa site kurampo o so ye Galamsey na ye nya hu no ye hu no o mu nyina mra because nobody is above the law and then you see and fidie Minia, judgment, judgment debt, I say, Ghana and Neku Fado Peso di Ghana. And this judgment debt, you know, and no, bet you. That's government, no, Bebano, but that's our cano. About the tone so. When we say NDC time, some almost 2 minutes share, almost a position Fidiani visa. When we say and to me, we know a beneficiary for this judgment debt because almost in Fidi. When we say money to I can't add my own to me.
Mine, oh mine.
Imagine say Omampany say we Adria a woe 3 months of between our fatty Galamsey. I say what you in advance. What you in advance because what they also shaman for video. If you didn't so more would be putting piano or call a minerals commission and or J ministry, the relevant ministry, and or permit. Why so what if you know? If you get here, they one for the right channel. Our dear, if you didn't put side, our dear, you must say yes, union size, you know. Then the law should deal with the person. Jail, Angelino, you feed the young confiscate. As simple as that. But the whole president will me say, can I look for the CNC? Minion, Nipano Minerals Commission, Wako Lands and Forestry, Wako the relevant department in Wako and Wako to me. Nasa wo babe shine fidia. Would me say to kitty bina or shall say because a man fonso babe to it you. Now also Janina and also babe shino, or no so quantity baby, the first one who are no can go to you. So then you know when you to grow into Nana Kufuado, is that the best way to fight galamsey? Well, Lusu, Sikano, ye pisa, ye miss, and say Sikano into who try, yes, what about fighting galamsey? No, Sikano way. Sikano way. And then some machines we do you know how much even second hand the crown home use crown, how much does it cost? It is will be a brand new machine or the side. Hey, so nothing here. We cannot get the money back, and it is the country who is going to pay that big money. It's the Nekufado. One Ghana. Well, so me races here, dear, me barber drink and home be me deep in Namako, Sakasano, and what they call. What they call? Yo, and no, and what they call. Inti Papano, me and then NPP for ya, they are not they refer back, say, and this is 4 times a way. Me who said it, or be a car, some says here, no NPP, or not, or refer and this is for no. Me who says, and not finish. Because NDC for more than a bomb, one more in Ghana for you, then 2 or more years. It is a no, you can't say you are not a shot. Send you part of one thing I can finance. But and then I was one, you miss us, and net toilet in a WCCU. National identification card, and the card is not recognized. Ghana. They recognize it. You know, bank they don't recognize it. But Ghana have spent a lot of money on this. And then I can offer you a no way didn't hear about, no way didn't hear about, and Mr. and Kufuado and the Wufia Kunyaswa, NPP party, no, I Ghana 4 door, until almost Obama NPP, no, a dear pan, I would be Ghana 4, I would be cow and say, the party, no, a buyer, no, and the no Kufuado, when you're the back. I did again at the back. You need to be at the back. A toilet about me, one day way. A national identification authority, and then home a young person, 3 SHS, Yahya and credit up one thing. A young person over 200 and something thousand. I tell you, say, and to bet me, Papa, I was 3 SHS, and crack bet me at the whole Ghana, sure, the physical betting. I'm like the whole Ghana in school, no, with that, you know, says cannot with the coffee every no. Says cannot, a bit my best, I'm crying, you know, the whole Ghana, that money alone, a bit me up for papa. But the next, what you are quite tell 1 hour, now I now you kick up my accumulate here, maybe about 20 something hours. Next says you cannot move about $308,000. Next says you cannot. What was sent a quack? I bring you a man of pocket to a it's and a wound and the war for someone who want for a use aeroplane. So do you think about Ghana and at your age? At your age? At your age? Unyatima kakra e magana for. When you will be our bad play kumia, Ghana for the wow kasa, Ghana for you so you the Messiah. I will be lead here to the promised land. But look at where I would Ghana for equine. And IMF all the international monetary now, almost 1 year say you're borrowing. No, I mean, it's very terrible. You're very careful as to how are you borrow. Under your tenor, and the papa we the Obecas and the Kufuad or Bagana Banadi or drink Ghana. I drink or drink Ghana. I drink or drink Ghana. And then the 3 SHS, I jeopardize it's not working. I didn't working. No man quay. Meaning, Mammy Trasso, now 1 year. It's so say I want to be near Coca here, but in one, the Kufuado were very disappointed to Ghanaians. We're very disappointed. Ghanaians are very disappointed in him because he lied to Ghanaians. All that he said about Nano, and then drop and will be tried when in the Bawumiano, they are the most. I mean, make like a true for Ghana, or correct. But I was similar.
That's what I say. Yo, I'm Sir Krobia Suniatin and Kanyamaya Duma Yawaha next week, and then hopefully I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much. All my contributing hopefully I'll see you next week. Have a good day.
Waha, or Brambo, you were saying, yet, me and my bro. Yes, bomb, every minute when you nice you. Dad, and you know, I'm the enemy with you. I want here, ranching, yes, my you. Minimum fat you, Kumama for you and Siko. Sika Samana, my dying dream, or come free, Messi Magic come free. Where we are Chicago, see them, I'm in Tilly. Why I can see I won't go with him. Hey, one of one, I've been a piano key. Stand still in the Anna, still the animal man, stand in a girl and gonna write you, my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Bio. In Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco, I am a branch, my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Bio. In Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco, I'm my bro. Now, Busian, Simon Bio. In Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco, I am a branch, my bro. Now, Simon Bio. In Tiania Chesa, I'm in Sabaco, Muntie, I'm off from the same. Make him feel one day, me bro, yes, him one time, and you. Like in a kaya, I'm rabon I had, and in me at the bush, and I see we need you. But I was whooping team out to the mom, Quasa, Popping Browns from my baby. But I got tanga, no, what's a crop, no, mention a gun, and you know, baby, as you know. We so be more than me, make me damn him, cast will be best you. Because Quanka, I don't move, as you move in, I grab more, grab my other brew. We are an ama, home, can you say you?